Right, so we were talking about acquired intelligence, active intelligence, and potential intelligence, and how to get and bring that in. V'da. So b'chal oila b'oilam, b'chal madrega madrega. You got it?
Chaf Hey.
Chaf Hey. Chaf Hey Beis. V'da. So b'chal oila b'oilam, b'chal madrega madrega. Yesh shom demyonis elo. One of the first Torahs I ever learned from the Rebbe was the idea. I'm trying to remember if it was Pei Beis. I don't remember exactly. I should. The first time I ever sat down to see it, it's the same concept. This is what really blew my mind the first time.
From the Rebbe in Breslov?
Yeah. The first time I ever understood any of it, really, was the concept where he says that Lefa'amim, sometimes there's a hir b'leiv adam, somebody has a hir tshuva to do something. Uvazeh, he wants to do an uvda. Uvazeh mashalach, and he goes to the tzaddik. He gets up to go to the tzaddik. As he gets up to go to the tzaddik, he feels, not feeling it so much anymore. He says, then he gets to the tzaddik, or whatever the tzaddik is, and that could be besmedish, and then you're completely not feeling it. Because what's this? A minute ago I had a tremendous hir to do something. Now all of a sudden I'm feeling absolutely nothing. Not only that, I'm being attacked by things that I weren't. I'm falling. He goes, what's that? He goes, because whenever we level up, when you get to level 2 in Pac-Man, there's new ghosts, there's new things. You're not lower than you were. You're just not accustomed to these new. You just leveled up. When you level up, there's whole new challenges that come. Is that idea. As we grow, there's new things. So the Rebbe is going straight into that concept over here also, I believe, the way I'm understanding. But that. As we elevate our levels of consciousness, as we understand more that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in everything, the pnimius of each thing, and we go deeper into the thing, and we see HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the world. Every level, yes, sham demyonis elu. The idea of this koyach hamadama, the things that pull us down into our nefesh habahamias, into the things that we chase all day. Vehem hem haklipas hakoydim lepri. Every time you level up, if you think about it, think about a point in the middle of a circle, and then there's the circle around it, right? So the point is you, the circle is the klipa, is the thing that's surrounding you, is the thing that's holding you back. So every time you can try to elevate, you have to break your klipa, whatever that klipa is on your level, and then when you're going to elevate, you're going to come to the next level, but what you're going to hit there is the next level's klipa first. So even though you broke your klipa on your level, there's things that we overcame, and we said, this thing, whether it's Shabbos, whether the thing that we overcame, and we say, we're good with this. We really, really have an idea, and tefillah b'minyan, whatever the thing is on that level. Then we're going to go up a level, and then we're going to encounter a whole new level of Yetzer Hara that we've never experienced before, but that thing to the guy above you is already the thing that he already conquered. Right? So when your pnimius, your center point, is going to go up, the first thing it's going to hit is the klipa of the next level. So the first thing you're hitting is the resistance to that growth. So just know when you're experiencing this resistance to the growth, that all of a sudden you fell to some place that you thought you'd never fall before. And you say, so I'm lower than the madrega that I thought I had. Because a minute ago I thought I was up to here, now I fell even lower than that. What does that mean? You didn't fall lower than that. You're leveled up. In that level, it's different. Everything is different, and don't be scared of it. Around the kedusha, there's a klipa. Every orange has a peel that protects the outside, but it's the thing that we need to rip away and throw away. And that's the same idea of klipas. Around is where the Rishonim go. And when somebody goes up, you're going to have to go through these demyonis, these koyach hamadama, this Yetzer Hara, this nefesh habahamis that draws us down. If you want to level up, you're going to have to go through these resistance, these new Yetzaharas. The take of Kishoyla Madrega, the second you get up to that Madrega, right away, all of a sudden the klipas of the next Madrega, all of a sudden wake up. And they start surrounding them. And you have to get control of them. The klipa, not yourself.
Why do you make that distinction?
Because there's breaking your actions and there's breaking you. You can say, I'm a bad person.
Right.
Or you can say, the thing I did was wrong.
Right.
There's a big difference.
Right.
Yeah, realizing that the thing we did was wrong, but you're not a bad person. Because the second you realize that the thing you did was wrong, makes you not a bad person. The second you think this thing you did was right and it was wrong, that makes you a bad person. Right. But the second you rectify and you say, oh my God, I just messed up. Nobody wants to mess up. If you want to mess up, then that's you. But the second we realize that our actions are not us, they're very tied to us and they leave a mark forever and ever.
That's why you call them clipper. It's not the actual thing. It's
well said. It's the clipper.
It's the surround, the peel.
This is the fascinating concept. If we understand where neshamas come from, they come from Adam Kadmon, they come from the idea of that, think of the primordial human being, that the structure of humanity and consciousness prior to humanity, there was a concept of what's called Adam Kadmon, which is the structure of human. All of our neshamas come from Adam Kadmon, and they can come from the right hand, the left knee, the right knee. We don't know where our neshama comes from within the source of Adam Kadmon. But think of each of us as the QLED TVs, where each one of us is a light in Adam Kadmon. There's no two lights in a TV that are the same, right? They can't be two on top of each other. You're lighting up one part of the Adam Kadmon, of the picture. So no two bulbs can be in the exact same place. So as you move around, everything moves with you. If you're leveling up and you're moving your light higher in this screen, everything has to move with you because there can't be two bulbs in the same place, two things shining. No two neshamas can not. Number one, there's no mayor. Oh, he's flying now. He would have said he should have been on live. But he always loves to say snowflake, right? No two snowflakes are the same. No two people's facial views are the same. No people's mindsets are the same. No two people, and that's why we say when you understand, whatever, right? Even paraduma, whatever we're going to learn, and you understand it in your way. Nobody in the world since Bria Ha'olam understood the pasuk the way you understand it. Right this second. And you understand it differently than you understood it a year ago. Because you're not the same person as a year ago. So every time we learn anything, it's a chiddush of Torah that was never mechaddush since Har Sinai. Since Matan Torah, because there are no two people the same. Ki kol hanashamas teim zeh l'mala mizeh. Everything's in a structure. Everything has its place. V'zeh malbush l'zeh. Meaning, the lower one is considered like the dress, the clothing for the one that's above it, because it's the thing on the outside of it, right? Upnimius shal tachtain, which means, so the pnimius, the dot in the middle of the lower one, nasa levush v'chitzain l'chitzainius elyon, right? So my center point, if you have your circle, and my center point is here, my center point is in the middle of your klipa. That's my source. My source, because you're higher. And if you're higher and you have your klipa, where does your klipa reach? If everything's in a hierarchy, right? Let's read out a pen and paper. But if everything's in a hierarchy, one on top of another, right? And my source is here, and your source is here, and you have a circle around you, and I have a circle around you. So where does my source ends up in your klipa? You understand? And then as I elevate into your level of pnimis, and therefore you're going to go up, you're going into the next level of klipa, which is that guy's pnimius. Because he has his circle around him. Then there's your dot, And then everybody has their klipa and their pneumius, their klipa and their pneumius, and klipa and their pneumius. And as you go up,
You're pulling everybody else up.
You're pulling everybody else up.
That's only if I overlap.
And you're pushing everybody else up. You know, when somebody comes outside and you said, you know, your father inspires me every day, and I said likewise, because that's what it means. If you're inspired, it means I'm inspired. Because by definition, we're both moving together. It can't be one person moving. No, it's never one person moving.
If I'm inspired, everybody is inspired. If I'm not inspired,
When a person wants to go from one madrega to a higher madrega, therefore he's pushing up the whole system. The whole system's becoming elevated. The guy on top of him gets pushed up a level. It's impossible for two lights to be on at the same exact place. If my neshama just had an elevation, everything comes with me. And that's why when we do a mitzvah, we say, B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Because if I'm going to do a mitzvah now, Kol Yisrael's moving with me. What moves? His pnimius, the top guy's pnimius. V'chitzonius nishar. His chitzonius stays. Right? The klipa doesn't move with you. The klipa stays down here. This level of dirt stays down here. Doesn't come with you. But the next guy's going to hit it as he comes through these challenges. He keeps going through this cycle. And the Rebbe is asking a great question. He goes, what do you mean? If I'm coming into his shoes, I'm filling his shoes. He already broke that klipa. So why am I experiencing it? He already broke that whole klipa. Why am I, if you're telling me I'm stepping into his shoes and he already wore them out, then why do I need to wear them fresh again? Great question. When the pnimius of this one that was on the higher level is elevated from there, when the pnimius of the tachten comes and fills those shoes, the klipa gets reawakened. Chayzav means rejuvenated. I'm back in town. He was only nichna, he was only worn out to that guy's neshama. He's fresh for you. Even in front of your pnimius, your thing, he can get up there and fight him. It's a brand new battle. It's a brand new way of feeling. This morning on the way here, every morning I just go to YouTube and whatever's there, they know exactly where we were. And Joey Rosenfeld came on, and interesting shit. It wasn't on anything in specific. I don't remember what it was called, the title of it, because he gives on a million different topics. This was just a random one. And the one piece, the nugget I took out of it was the idea that us holding back from doing anything, anytime we're going to have to struggle with these klippas, and we're tapping into holding back. Stop thinking about it as a lack. Like now I don't have something because I withheld myself from this taiva, from that thing. And now I feel like if I would have had that, I would have been full. And now I'm experiencing a lack because I'm holding back. He says, well, you're tapping into a tzimtzum. You're tapping into the original way that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world was by reducing his light in order for there to be creation. When you're holding back in order to create. You're holding space for a brand new creation to be created within your life and in your experience by holding back. It's not that you're missing something. You're creating the space for all of creation by holding back. It's the exact same model that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, fascinating way of understanding. And we've understood it and said it a million times this way, but hearing it again is always fresh.
Just like whenever you start a new project, you have to clear your table.
Correct. Yeah. Exactly. And your mind. Pnimius v'chitzonius hem shnei minei avodas. There's two avodas. There's the pnimius avoda and there's the chitzonius avoda. As avoda shal Torah pnim tefillah u'mitzvahs hem pnimius. when we're actually doing Torah and Tefillah and mitzvahs, ma'asiyas, that's when we have the tools, like we always say. You know, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us a Shulchan Aruch, which is the tools, the way, that's the Avodah Pnimius. That's when we're connected and we know we're being connected. V'avodas achila u'shtiya u'shartzeh achei, but eating and drinking and all other bodily needs, that's a separate avodah. That's considered chitzonius. V'avodas chitzonius hainu achila u'shtiya shel ha'adam ha'oim madrega elyoina. He meido u'mushubachas yoser ma'avodas pnimius hainu ha'torah tefillah shel ha'adam ha'oim madrega tachtayna. Boom. Boom. He just gave an explanation to every Rebbe's tish, if you ever try to understand it. What he's saying is, if you want to understand, he says there's two different types of avodas. There's the avodah of Torah mitzvahs, and the obvious spiritual activity. And then there's the obvious non-spiritual activity, right? My eating, my drinking, my sleeping. He says, think about those same circles with the pnimiyas and the klipa. He says, as you elevate, as a person elevates, my external avodah of eating, drinking, and sleeping is higher than the lower guys' Torah, Tefillah, and Mitzvah.
It's Gashmius is Arachnid.
My Gashmi, the higher guys' Gashmias,
Tzadik's Gashmius is
a tzaddik's Gashmias is higher than our Rachmias. Whatever that begins to mean. Whatever that begins to mean. But that means that they put an avoida, he's calling it an avoida, into their gashmias more than we put an avoida into our ruchnis. Mm-hmm. They put an avoida, they connect their eating and drinking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu more than we connect. That's what it means on that level. They live with HaKadosh Baruch Hu on such a level that although we're davening and we're doing and we're not knocking it, obviously, it's the highest level. That's avoida pnimius of the guy on that level. But when you elevate, don't think you're only elevating. Don't think a tzaddik only elevates his pnimias. He elevates both his avodas. And that's what it means when you see a Rebbe by a tish. Again, I don't begin to understand what it means. But that idea of watching a Rebbe do the other avodas that are not davening and learning, but he's eating tzwiebelkegel.
And the Rebbe made the Lachaim and the Nechten Gimel Tammuz. When he
Yeah.
made the Lachaim, it was more than all of us davenings together.
The Fabrengens and those things. When the Rebbe Lachaim, right? He's doing a Lachaim. He's doing the most.
For us, a Lachaim is, yeah.
But to be able to elevate that is such a powerful point to make, because sometimes we think we only focus on the pnimius part, the Torah, Tefillah, and mitzvahs, and we think we only have to grow that. What he's saying is when you're really elevating and you're going from level to level, you're really, really elevating every part, and all of you changes, not just those pnimius parts. Shines and is more meshubach and is more valuable. The pnimius work of the guy that's the Adam on the Tachta. Your Torah Tefillah becomes like almost the klipa keilu. He's calling it lavosh here. There's a pasuk in Yirmiyah. The kisei covered is maraim. Kisei is abechimas pnimius. Because
you here too long.
Lashon is kasya. Covered zechitzonius. Ulavosh. Kamash Amar Rabbi Yochanan Kar Lamana Mechabdusa. Right? It says that Rabbi Yochanan called clothing mechabdusa. So you see, covered. From the Lashon covered. So you see that the external is called the covered, and the pnimius is called the kisei. So he's saying from here, Mara Merishan, Hainu Kashan, Isiroim ben Esalim Madrega Rishoina. As you elevate yourself from one madrega, va'az na'asam pnimius hachitzonius b'shvil zeh makom mikdashenu tzarich lekadosh es hamakom mechadosh ki hakleipas chayzim v'ne'erim. As you go up, know that the klipas are gonna be revived because there's a new force here. There's a new sheriff in town.
Oh, yeah, I know that shirt.
And
Tell you. I know every officer that works in the Rampart Police Department.
I believe
I'm
you.
not joking.
I believe you. I believe you.
I know you do.
And that's the avodah. The avodah is being conscious of it. It's really just being conscious of it. When you understand that there's both avodas. There's the pnimius and the chitzon. There's the avodah of my Torah, tefillah, and mitzvahs, and there's an avodah of my achila. And the tzaddik's achila is bigger than my Torah mitzvahs. Understanding that and never being scared just because you elevated yourself, you got up for Vasikin today, you did your thing, and all of a sudden you're going to find yourself in a situation today, and you realize, no, because I leveled up today.
We started with this stuff. Like when every time you level up, it becomes a new base.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's all the same Torah and every Torah and every Torah. Shkoyach.